Last fall, I reviewed the Chevy Bolt, a plug-in hybrid that takes you about 50 miles on electric power before switching to a gasoline-powered range extender. Well, this week, I got a glimpse at the Bolt's more futuristic sibling. This is the Bolt, or more properly, the Chevy Bolt EV, a crossover with enough range, power, and features to make you almost forget that it's 100% electric. I'm MrMobile, and I spent a few hours bolting around Boston. Join me for a test drive. I feel like I've got to say up front that I don't think this design will be for everyone. The Bolt EV is a curious little car that Chevy calls a crossover, the EPA calls a small wagon, and I call a Type 6 shuttlecraft. But there are benefits to the tallish design. For one thing, higher ceilings mean you won't bash your head as often getting into the cabin if you're on the tall side. Also, there's a real center seat in the back row now, instead of the Volt's infant version. And you've got 56 cubic feet of cargo space around back. At least you do once you fold down the back seats. And there's also an additional compartment beneath the floor that I didn't discover until after my test drive. Up front, the spacious feeling gets a further boost from a floating center console, which adds to the subtle sense that you're in some futuristic spacecraft. Now, I say subtle because Chevy doesn't go overboard here. The cabin is still firmly rooted in practicality with physical buttons for many functions and an undersized shifter that only takes a little while to get used to. Same goes for the button-studded steering wheel, which is the same one from the Volt. Give it a few hours and you'll know what most of the controls do. Mr. Jones and me. There's a refreshing surprise on the head unit, too. The software running on that 10.2-inch display is not the UI train wreck of most cars. It's actually responsive and intuitive, with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay available if you want to plug your phone in. Now, this is the high-end review model of the Bolt EV, so I didn't have time to test all the features like parking assist and lane keeping and so on. But I did thoroughly enjoy the heated seats and steering wheel when filming on a damp and cold New England afternoon. Other favorites from the Volt also appear here, like the proximity warning lights that keep an eye on your blind spots. But my favorite feature is one I haven't seen before, something Chevy calls surround vision. Here's how it works. You shift into reverse, and in addition to the backup camera, you get a blended view of 4 separate cameras located around the car to create this kind of bird's-eye 360-degree view. It's almost like your own personal drone is following your car around. Now, this is not a Chevy exclusive. Apparently, it started showing up in cars over a year ago. But the Bolt EV is my first exposure to it. It's like my new favorite thing as far as driving assist features go. Let's talk about driving. Cruising around in the Bolt EV feels much like driving any other mid-sized car, except this one has the instant torque of an electric drive. Having all that power available in an instant makes quick merging a lot easier, and it's also just fun to go from 0 to the speed limit in 2 or 3 seconds. The biggest difference you're going to see if you're coming from a conventional car is an optional one. It's if you enable one-pedal driving. In this mode, regenerative braking will kick in as soon as you take your foot off the gas, so it feels almost like you're driving with the parking brake half on. While it takes some getting used to, it has the benefit of saving wear and tear on your brakes, and it sends a little juice back into the battery every time you decelerate. That helps pad out the car's range somewhat, which Chevy pegs at an estimated 238 miles between charges. That's almost 5 times as far as the Volt can go on electric power, and it's also a few miles more than what Tesla promises for the Model 3. That's estimated mileage, though. I won't be able to speak to real-world usage until the full review later this season. Same goes for an overall value score. I think the Bolt EV is reasonably priced for an electric car, but electrics are still pricey wheels, even after tax benefits. Battery charging, OnStar, Wi-Fi hotspots, handling, cabin comfort, cup holders, and much more in the full Chevy Bolt EV review coming soon. To make sure you don't miss it, subscribe to MrMobile on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, and let me know what you want to know about the Bolt EV down in the comments. Until next time, thanks to Chevy for the quick look, thanks to you for watching, and stay mobile, my friends. Going my way?